for all of you who have come to pay homage at the First International Church of Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll. This is Project 3 AM. Welcome to the Weekly Rant. Reverend Dr. White, tell us what we're going to be covering today.
Well, we're going to be talking about child abuse scandals.
Not just anywhere, in the Catholic Church. Again.
Yep.
Now let's go for a quick recap, because we don't want to look like we're picking on Catholics specifically.
Oh, no!
No. We pick on all religions equally. But, you know, Christianity as a whole had quite a history with sex scandals. I mean, off the top of my head, my favorite sex scandal, Mr. Ted Haggard, who was a huge proponent against meth and homosexuality, and was caught with gay prostitutes who he smoked wet meth with.
Now, hold on there, Jacob. You know, I mean, this guy, I mean, it's not necessarily gay prostitutes. I mean, he takes a wide stance.
That was dirty. Bottom line is that he went to homosexuality rehabilitation clinics after it to cleanse himself of the gay. So, I mean, let's put this in perspective. But, oh man, that's a beautiful topic for a different day. Now we're on to the Pope, holding the smoking gun of the Catholic Church pointed at the little sexually abused children.
I mean, just when you thought that he... I mean, here's a guy, I mean, Benedict XVI, just when you thought he couldn't possibly make any other mistakes, I mean, his approval ratings couldn't get any lower.
Ooh,
I mean, surely...
That's a challenge.
I mean, granted, I mean, so the what do you call it? The Hitler Youth thing, that's not his fault. That was compulsory. Everybody had to join. He's not a Nazi himself. Clearly, he was not old enough. I think I was 7.
Yeah.
But then there's the thing where it's just like, all right, he kind of looks creepy as hell.
Yeah,
again, sadly, it's not his fault, but it's like, and then he's German and everything like that.
Yeah.
Then they're saying. He said something crazy about Turkey. He said that he's on record as saying that Islam is not a religion. He called out certain Christian denominations by name and said these are not really churches.
You know, I'll be honest with you though, with this guy in general. I mean, not with this guy specifically, but the whole thing is that. Well, I heard that this guy in particular was called out for protecting priests from who abuse children, which is no joke, guys, a seriously terrible thing to do. I mean,
it's also a felony everywhere.
Everywhere. The big thing I realized, my first honest thought was, business as usual? I mean, is this anything new? Is this anything to be excited about? Then I realized the scope of this, and I finally realized I became just as angry then, now, as the first time I'd ever heard of a priest abusing children.
I mean, at this level, I mean, everyone has been implicated. As far, I mean, you've got priests that are guilty of the abuse itself. You've got bishops that are guilty, and then you've got archbishops that are covering it up. Cardinals have covered it up, and now the Pope himself is directly involved in a cover-up. The only thing you've got left now is for them to accidentally elect one of these child abusers to be the next Pope. That's the only possible way it could get any worse.
And honestly, I mean. My big question here is, don't we have the law? Like, Catholic Church is in a lot of civilized countries. Don't we have the law to protect our children? Aren't these priests held accountable for their actions?
Oh no! You see, the great thing about this, and this is perhaps the most hilarious thing. I mean, I couldn't even make this up. There was actually somebody, because the thing that started this is not the thing in Ireland. The thing that the Pope was implicated in first was actually a guy here. Someone asked an American cardinal, well, why isn't the Catholic Church, since you guys knew about it first, why didn't you send him to jail? And the actual answer that he gave on record in a press conference is that the priest involved had went to confession. He doesn't need to go to jail anymore. He went to confession.
Good enough for government, I suppose.
So for all you people out there that are like serial killers,
or child rapists, or people who just like kiddie porn. I mean, if you want to do what you're doing and get away with it, join the Catholic Church, because the Catholic Church is above the law.
Above the... AIG was too big to fail. The Catholic Church is too big to go to jail.
Too big to be fallible. I mean, what can I say? You know what it is? Must be the hat.
It's the... Once you put on... It's just like, once you put on the hat, they can't see me.
It's like, man, I can do whatever we want. That's like every supervillain's dream, is to be able to do what they want and get away with it and be loved for it. It's ridiculous. I mean,
it's a genius scheme, because now I can, I can rob a bank and then go to confession, and hey, don't arrest me! I'm on the confession booth. You can't arrest me.
We need to just make this simpler, really. If you're about to be convicted of any crime ever, you run to your nearest cathedral, you go to the inside the confession booth, and you say, "Base," and you're acquitted of all charges. That's all we gotta do.
That's it, man.
Alright, so anything else you want to throw at these worthless pawns who are watching our show?
That's it.
That's it. This is Project 3 AM signing out. We're on to you, church.